Hey, bro, can I?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. The Trump administration says it will partially fund the SNAP food aid program during the government shutdown. Lisa Dwyer has details.
Two federal judges ruled last week that the government was required to keep the program running, but both rulings gave the administration leeway to either pay for the program entirely or partially. The process of loading SNAP cards, which involves steps by state and federal government agencies and vendors, can take up to 2 weeks in some states. The average monthly benefit is usually about $190 per person. That amount will now be reduced. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Ukraine says it's received more U.S.-made Patriot air defense systems. President Volodymyr Zelensky thanking Germany and its chancellor for them. Overnight, Russian drones killed a man and injured 5 family members in the northeastern Sumy region. The attacks also hit central Dnipro and southern Mykolaiv regions. More returns of remains between Israel and Hamas. Charles de Ledesma has this one.
Health officials in Gaza say Israel has handed over the bodies of 45 Palestinians. This comes a day after Hamas returned to Israel the remains of 3 soldiers who were taken hostage in the October 7, 2023 attack that triggered the war. The exchange marks another step forward for the tenuous US-brokered ceasefire. Since the truce started on October 10, Palestinian militants have released the remains of 20 hostages, with 8 bodies still in Israel. Health officials in Gaza have struggled to identify bodies without access to DNA kits. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
And on Wall Street, Sessutel reports the AI darlings are propping up the S&P, where most stocks have been falling.
NVIDIA did the most to support the market, much as it has throughout the year. Another AI winner, Palantir Technologies, also rose ahead of its earnings report. Seth Sutel, New York.
This is AP News. Halloween may be over, but not the talk about Heidi Klum's annual costume party.
Supermodel turned TV personality Heidi Klum is known for her over-the-top Halloween costumes and annual party. This year, she went as Medusa.
Medusa is such an iconic, scary woman. She started out being beautiful, but then she got punished and, made really ugly. And I don't know, I love the whole story about Medusa and what she looked like with all the snakes.
Transforming herself into the Greek myth, in which a goddess turns a beautiful woman into a monster with serpents for hair.
10 hours we've been in hair and makeup. Yeah. But for me, it's all worth it because I love Halloween more than anything. It's so fun to see everyone dress up.
In keeping with the myth, her husband, musician Tom Cowlitz, dressed as a man turned to stone. Julie Walker, New York.
There are more stories at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works. Because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
It's the 12 packs of Christmas from Bud Light to you. Buy a pack here at home, win big prizes too. Gather your friends, the season is here. It's the 12 packs of Christmas from Bud Light.
The 12 weeks of cheers are on. Purchase any 12-pack of Bud Light, Budweiser, or Michelob Ultra cans now through December 19th for your chance to win a trip for 2 to watch your favorite NFL team live, plus weekly prizes. Details at currentcnmi.com.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. With rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around. Everything
I'm telling you, I think about this. It's in my head. Ina's Kitchen. How does it taste? There it is. So delicious. Got it. Burger with some soda with it. I'm telling you, this is the jam. 7:49 a.m. It is Tuesday. Congratulations, CNMI. You have made it to another Citizenship Day. That's right. This goes all the way back to 1986 when we got all grown up and became U.S. citizens out here. And boy, oh boy, it was one of our first things that we found in the Commonwealth Code about it. Great day today. Folks get to be off. Even better, you get paid for this paid holiday instead of having it be an unpaid holiday. My God, what was going on in the world when that was coming out? Well, at least we got some good traction on some of this stuff. We have some updates happening, even though it feels like we haven't gotten a whole lot of that stuff recently, but we're here, and we're going to continue bringing you those kind of updates whenever they're available. And but first, let's get you updated on traffic. Most of you guys get to chill and relax today because it's a beautiful day out here, and enjoy it because the weather is pretty sweet. But it's not going to be like that all the time. But right now, here's our first look at traffic here in the Marianas. Rhoda is fine. Tinian is fine. All right, let's get the Saipan. Over by the intersection that matters, where connections matter, by IT&E. It is a looking pretty good. Just a few cars over there just hanging out by the light. Of course, Beach Road looks great. Of course, Middle Road's gonna probably look great. Everything by Guangdong Hardware. Of course, unfortunately, in Azlito, the Nutrition Assistance Building looks pretty great too because there's nobody giving out anything because they don't have any money. Even Shell Dandan's looking mighty good. We'll look around real quick over the Back Island Road, but people enjoying the day off as they should as we commemorate Citizenship Day here in the Marianas. How is it possible? There are people waiting in line over there at the bottom of Capitol Hill. Maybe they're just lining up so they can get first dibs on Ian's Kitchen later. It's possible. It's possible. Some folks over there trying to head north or head over to AK over at the light in Puerto Rico. It's happening there over by the light by Mariana sites. Some traffic over there by the pickleball courts that some people still call tennis courts. Actually, no, I gotta call them tennis courts now because we had Carol Lee in here yesterday. It's definitely tennis when she's here. Surprisingly a lot of traffic, even though Garapan Elementary is not open today. Still plenty of traffic. So I guess maybe that's just the place you want to be out there today. Maybe tourists aplenty over there too. Doing that double barrel look all the way down Beach Road and Mill Road. Very, very light traffic throughout the day today. And that is exactly what you want. A little bit around the bend over there by the I Love Saipan store. But everyone's got it easy because they don't have to worry about schools. They don't got to worry about work. They don't have to worry about anything. All they got to do is worry about what the heck's going on with all these benefits that everyone's going to be claiming pretty soon here. So anyway, but the good news is you don't have to worry about driving at all as long as you're rolling with Transit CNMI. Transit CNMI taking care of you on the line that is blue, all the way from Paseo down to Totaville and everywhere in between. Transit CNMI, giving you the ride you need. And it's only $2. Even better if you are a student, veteran, active duty military, Monamco, or you've got a disability, then it's only $1 to make you holler, yay, I love this ride. They've got great seats, it's a clean bus, it's comfortable, and they've got free Wi-Fi that you can get on anytime. They operate Monday through Friday from 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. Weekdays and holidays a little bit earlier, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. And make sure you pay an exact change. Their number is 236-2682. You can give a ride and find out what's going on. And if you check out their website at transit.cnmi.gov, you can find out where those buses are. That's what we're doing right now. Even better. Brad, how can it be better? I'm telling you it's even better. Because all military folks, if you are active, if you are a reservist, if you're a guard, if you're a veteran, or if you're their immediate family, you get to ride for free. How much? Free! That's right, it's free for the entire month of November as part of the give back to the community to recognize all the service and sacrifice made on the part of those who served our country and our islands in the United States military. So good news for you. Difference is, though, you got to make sure if you are one of those immediate family members, you got to make sure you're with that service member. Yeah, you can't just roll in and say, yeah, my dad's a veteran, I'm good. No, you got to be with your dad or your mom when you do that. Whoever served in your family, you got to be with that service member active, reserve, guard, coasties, you name it. You just got to be with them. But that's a pretty sweet deal going all month long thanks to the Commonwealth Office of Transit Authority. Got to absolutely love that. I love those guys, and they love you too. And man, the good news is there's a lot of opportunity for you to take that free ride today. We were talking about it with our veterans group about maybe doing a veterans takeover day where we just hop on a bus and we pretend it's a ride back to, from the 30th AG, you know, going in cattle trucks, going to our first unit. If you know what that's all about. Anyway, great to see all you guys out here, and I do want to get you guys caught up with stuff because there was some crazy stuff that happened in the NFL yesterday. You know, we watched the whole thing, and it was outstanding, but also some gruesome injuries yesterday. So let's get down to it. Just a real quick recap, everything that happened in the NFL in this week. Last week, of course, it was the Ravens and the Dolphins, 28-6. Dolphins still look like garbage. Undersea trash pandas is what they are. 49ers with a big win over the Giants, 34-24 in the sinking swamp of New Jersey. The Chargers beating the Titans 27-20. Vikings scolding all over the Lions 27-24. The Falcons fall just shy of the Patriots 23-24. Steelers beating the Colts 27-20. The Broncos in a field goal fest beat the Texans 18-15. The Bears over the Bengals 47-42. We talked about these yesterday. They're just crazy. Panthers beat the Packers. What is going on? Is it like cats and dogs living together? Yeah, I know. It's 16-13 Panthers over the Packers. The Rams over the Saints 34-10. The Jags beat the Raiders 30-29 in a thriller in overtime. They went for 2 and they ended up losing. The Bills beat the Chiefs at home 28-21. Oh my goodness. The Seattle Seahawks over the Commanders. Gruesome injury to his non-throwing arm, Daniels. Oh, it was just awful, just bending the other way. All right, today in a battle of teams that are not great, the Cardinals and the Cowboys going head-to-head. And that is a generous way to call this game. It's going to be at 11:15. We're looking forward to it. I know it's not going to be a good game. It should be. It should be a good game for the Cowboys, and we hope for all you Cowboys fans that it goes well for you. As far as the Cardinals, I know there aren't any Cardinals fans. I don't think Saipan has one Cardinals fans out here. No, not even one Cardinal fan. If you are a Cardinal, Arizona Cardinal fan, let us know. But I don't expect to hear anything from any of you guys. Hey, Tobot says, hey, Masters baseball is right around the corner. And that's true. I don't have the date for opening pitch, but I know it's coming up. They don't have a whole lot of separation between the Saipan Baseball League and the Saipan Masters. And it's a long season, too. And it's tough at first because you got to get through all these rainy weeks and all that stuff. But should be a lot of fun to see what happens in the Masters League this year, too. All right, let's get to one of the pressing issues of the day. We can talk about all the news and all the other stuff, but, you know, we're up there early, and we're checking stuff out. And our Congresswoman, Kimberly King-Hines, had an update for everybody today. She posted this on her social media page. So we put it on the website. You know, we did a little quick story about it, and then we also put it on the all our social channels. So here you go. This is the update from Kimberly King-Hines. She gave us a little bit of hope, saying that there was some traction that happened this morning. So maybe some relief is on the way.
Papa Days and Tito, everybody. Good morning, CNMI. I just wanted to hop on here and give you guys a quick update on what's happening with the SNAP program here on the national level, and what it means for our food stamps benefits under the NAP program in the CNMI. So there was a recent federal court ruling which stated that the administration must use the contingency funds that have been set aside to be able to pay for SNAP benefits this month. And the president responded that it would be his honor to do it. He just needed the legal authority. And so he has just announced, as of about 30 minutes ago, that his administration will be working on releasing those benefits, at least half of those benefits for the month. So What that means, hopefully, is that those benefits will be processed here in short order. It's going to take a little bit of time, obviously, but we're going to be reaching out to the USDA so that the same happens for the NAP program and the CNMI. I will keep you guys posted as the latest developments happen. I should be heading home this week if this shutdown continues, but this is good news and much needed relief for so many of our families back home who need it. I love you guys. I will keep you guys posted. Have a great day.
All right, so that was the update from Kimberly King-Hines, where we heard a little bit about what's happening. And so we're going to listen to it again because she blew through it pretty quick. But it looks like there's some traction. She's still there in the mainland while the government is shut down. But it looks like there's going to be at least some partial stuff done for the SNAP program, and that we'll be able to give it. Tobot's in the comments saying the average benefit for SNAP is about $190. They just announced that it will be cut back drastically. What the hell are they going to... but with $45, I'm not sure what it's going to be for us, but let's listen to it one more time.
Hafa days and Tito, everybody. Good morning, CNMI. I just wanted to hop on here and give you guys a quick update on what's happening with the SNAP program here on the national level and what it means for our food stamps benefits under the NAP program in the CNMI. So there was a recent federal court ruling which stated that the administration must use the contingency funds that have been set aside to be able to pay for SNAP benefits this month. And the president responded that it would be his honor to do it. He just needed the legal authority. And so he has just announced as of about 30 minutes ago that his administration will be working on releasing those benefits, at least half of those benefits for the month. So what that means, hopefully, is that those benefits will be processed here in short order. It's going to take a little bit of time, obviously, but we're going to be reaching out to the USDA so that the same happens for the NAP program and the CNMI. I will keep you guys posted as the latest developments happen. I should be heading home this week if this shutdown continues, but this is good news and much needed relief for so many of our families back home who need it. I love you guys. I will keep you guys posted. Have a great day.
All right, that is your update from our Congresswoman. So, again, the court ruling that said, hey, you're able to use these contingency funds to do this, so that's what they're trying to do. You know, it's so funny because it seems like that's what our local administration is trying to do, too. They're trying to use other funds that we have here. But those funds are MPLT. And what a battle that's been recently as they try to get those funds from MPLT. MPLT trying to hang on to them until they get some commitments, and they keep going back and forth. And in the meantime, we don't hear a whole lot about it. I had a conversation with one of our local congressmen last night who told me, a little bit about it. And he said that it's a little bit more complicated. They're looking for some reassurances before they go ahead and do anything. It has to deal with the investments that they're trying to do and the risk involved and all that other stuff. In the meantime, you know, it's just dragging on and on and on. You know, what do we really want about this? You know, we just want a decision and at least some information, because we're just getting not a whole lot of it. You know, when we reached out, it was a week ago today when we reached out to the administration for some info, and we heard, sorry, I don't have any updates. So then we had to go up to the next level a little bit. And then, you know, we got a little bit of an answer, basically saying that everyone's still working on it, and said, here's the statement that we got from the governor's special advisor, or senior policy advisor. I said, Governor Appetang and Lieutenant Governor Mendiola are both working with the legislature to identify funding sources to help appropriate NAP in November. They're also in communication with Delegate Hines in getting approval to use extra NAP funds for distribution in November. Now, that's the part that she was just talking about right there. But when they say they're working with the legislature, what are they doing? If you're getting NAP benefits and you're watching other jurisdictions use local funds to make that happen, aren't you pissed off? Because I would be. I wouldn't be in a happy situation already if I was receiving those benefits, but I would be happy that I was getting them. But if if I was getting those benefits and knowing that the government shutdown is going to be challenging at the very least when it comes to getting those benefits, but then seeing our counterparts just a couple islands away, I'd be pretty pissed off, because this is something that we've been talking about for almost 4 weeks now, knowing that it was coming, and then here we are in it. What have we received? A whole lot of nothing. I mean, really, to be fair, they say they're working on it, and I'm sure they're doing something. But it's like after Sotomayor. It's not much, okay? It's not much of a sacrifice at all. It's not a sacrifice. But, I didn't have power for a month and a half after Sotomayor. I'm not talking about U2. U2 was a different situation for me, because I stayed in a hotel because the military paid for me to stay in a hotel for a month. So it wasn't as bad for me, right? I worked a lot. But with Sotomayor, my house that I lived in didn't have any power, and it didn't have any water, and it was my wife going out and getting all that stuff. And I felt like I had a real connection to everybody else in the Commonwealth, because I was going through the same thing with them, right? So not shaving, being all shaggy and all that kind of stuff, would be knowing, because you don't have any water, and the water that you do have in the house, and you got no power, shaving and all that other stuff. So I got that. When I finally did get power about a month and a half later, and I was able to go home and enjoy it, it was great, and I loved it. And somehow you do lose that connection to everybody that's around you. And I feel like that's what's going on with this. And that's the hard part for me, because there's so many people who get food stamps and who qualify for these benefits and all that other stuff who aren't getting them. And I understand, there's some people who get all fired up about it, and they make it a big political thing. It's not a political thing for me. Not at all. Especially a lot of Holly folks from the mainland, they get all bent about oh, well, you don't pay any taxes into it anyway. All right, calm down a little bit there, Mail Karen. And then the other piece is that, in the States, I think there's a rampant abuse of the benefits out there. You talk about who's a citizen, who's not, all that kind of stuff. But in this case here, you've got a situation where who's getting the NAP benefits here, and it's people from here, and how many people there are who are on the rolls, and who they are because they're here all the time. It's not like we have this gigantic population, so if you want to make it the political thing that they make it in the States, you can't. It doesn't make any sense. It's not the same argument. So you got Guam, who's figured this stuff out even before it happened. Why the hell can't we figure it out before it happened? We're sitting here waiting on one option. This seems to be a regular thing for people in our community all the time. Our leaders find only one solution, and that's the only way forward, guys. We can't do anything else but that. And it sucks. That's where it was we're going to pin all our hopes on one thing. And what is that one thing? You pick it, and it's going to be that one thing all the time, over and over and over again. And in this case, we're saying we're pinning it all on MPLT. MPLT feels like they're under pressure for it. The administration is coming at them saying, hey, this is government money. You got to give it to us, and you got to do what we need to do to help us. We're in this emergency situation. And yet, at the same time, look at what we're going through. What have they done? They roll back the austerity stuff and all that other stuff. It's like we're sending mixed signals to the folks at Interior. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it's our folks who are at Interior. So maybe they understand it, and so they'll give us a little extra love out of that. But man, what are we telling them? We're not, it's like a World War II effort. I know, hear me out. It's how you connecting this, Brad. All right. World War II versus Afghan or Iraq or Desert Storm. The difference is in Desert Storm or Afghan, Iraq, we sent people places, and they did all the fighting, everything else, but everything was peaches and cream back home. It wasn't like no one else really felt a war effort other than losing your loved ones and missing them when they're temporarily gone or when they're killed. And World War II, the whole country was all in. We're not making Chevrolets, we're making Shermans. We're not making Pontiacs, we're making fighters, and we're making cargo planes, all that kind of stuff. Boeing's not making passenger liners, they're making cargo, and they're making bomber. You know, you name it. So like everything was the war effort, right? So I'm drawing that to this. It's for what's going on in our economy. We're not taking that complete and total war effort to our economy and really looking at what we have here and doing anything about it. I think what it sounds like to me and what it looks like to me is that our leaders are just trying to do their best to keep it the status quo instead of actually fixing the problems with the ship. They're trying to put a new coat of paint on a boat that has holes in it instead of just fixing those holes. That's our problem right now. That's what's going on. And if they're doing a better job than that, they're doing a garbage job of letting us know about it. And in a time like this, when people are trying to figure out how the heck they're feeding themselves and their kids, you can't even feed them some information. It's a tough one. It's a tough thing to swallow. What is all these food references? But am I hungry? I think I am. But it is. It's a tough one to swallow. I mean, you are so separated from all those other folks who are dealing with all this stuff right now that you're not even aware. It's just another day. It's just another week. It's not a news story, guys. It's a dependency that people have, and you can't help them. And you're not doing anything for folks, at least in information, not just to even give them hope. It looks from the outside that it's not an emergency to you. I know you say the right things every once in a while. And the first press conference, when they had all hands on deck, you had your Senate president, you had your House Speaker, you had your governor, you had your congresswoman, you had everybody in that room, the cabinet members and everything. Look, guys, it's house on fire. We're going to do everything that we can. We got to be accountable. We're going to do all this stuff. That was great. And you know what happened? Nothing. And at that time, we had, Brad, that's not fair. That's not fair. You're saying that we haven't been doing anything. Yep. That's what it looks like to everybody who's watching nothing happen. Brad, it's not fair. You can't just pull money off of trees. Oh, you're 100% right. You're right. What have you been doing to control the cost? If you're pushing back austerity measures, that you're saying that you don't need them, what kind of mixed signals are we sending to these guys who we're depending on now for all this money? I don't know, but it looks tough. It looks like we're not doing anything. And again, the same thing. We ask them direct questions. What are you doing? What are you doing to make that in your office? Well, we got the policy stuff out there. Yeah, well, what are you doing? I've directed I've directed all my folks that you can't do this. No, I'm telling you, man, get all your cabinet members in there and say, look, we need to have a budget of this. What can we cut from you? What can we cut from you? And then we hear this ridiculous thing in this interview last week that says we're going to take all those federally funded positions and not pay them, and we're going to put that money into operations. Okay, let's talk about this. The federal regulations for the grants, you have to get prior approval for all of that stuff. And this is probably one of the reasons why they're pushing it back, because they said that they are going to give austerity measures to everybody who's a federal employee, or not federal employee, I'm talking about a federally funded employee of our government. All those agencies, lots of them, right? There's all these federal grants that come in that fund people in every single agency we have. All of them. There's federal money that comes in. So if that kind of stuff is getting federally funded, and you have to come up with a grant for that kind of stuff. They don't just say, here's a bunch of money, figure it out. You have to apply for that money, right? And say, hey, we need to have X amount of dollars. That's going to go for operations, for personnel, and all these other programs. That's it. Your grantor reviews your grant request and your application and gives you an award. And that's how you get it, right? Based on that. Now, does that mean that they are unable to reprogram some of that money or reallocate some of those funds? No, they are able to do that. But you can't do it after the fact. And you have to do it with prior approval. You can't just move forward. And there is no way, because we've already looked into it, There is no way that they've already contacted and received approval from every single grantor that they have, that they're able to move the funds from personnel to operations. That has not happened. Doesn't mean they haven't started, but it does mean they have not received approval for all that. And all that's public, by the way. That's all public information. You can speak directly to the finance and to the governor's office and ask them for that. And they're going to tell you the same thing. They do not have written approval from every single organization. They don't. Not like every single grantor has received the request and given approval for reprogramming those funds and putting them in the operation. So it is possible. And under this, the 2 CFR rules and everything like that, you're able to do it. And it usually takes about 20 to 30 days to get that done, if at all. But you can, if there's an emergency situation, they can put the pedal to the metal and make that happen faster. The thing is, though, that it hasn't happened. And I can tell you just because we've had direct conversations with folks involved, and I could tell you that has not happened. Now, if they end up doing that, all they are doing in that situation, the interview that you end up hearing is that we're going to make it fair across the board. Well, the other part about that is that you're taking that money out, like all those people who are getting those federally funded positions are people who live here. They're all people who live here. And they spend their money here. They're not remitting it, they're spending it. They're spending it on their utilities. They're spending it on their food. They're spending it on their gas. They're spending it on their clothes, on their tuition. You name it, they're spending it here, locally. And so in a situation where we have less money circulating in our economy, it's so short-sighted for them to see that they are going to compromise that spending. And this is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. This is not a short amount of money that we can have in circulating in our economy. You're taking that out by putting those folks on austerity too. Well, it's not fair. All right, fine. Does that mean why would you purposefully take that out? Especially making that decision when you know you haven't already gotten that approval for all those other things. And again, the other thing is you can't do the austerity to federally funded folks and reprogram those funds afterwards. Like if they started taking away that benefit to folks now, they wouldn't be able to get that back, right? And they run the risk of not being able to get it next time. That's it. There are federal offices here. Now, this is federal offices that have been told to resubmit budgets based on smaller allocations. That's happened, right? And so they had to figure out how they're going to put that stuff together. And they're doing it, and they've done it. In some places, it's been a pretty significant amount. Some places, it's been like 10%. And so everyone's at least making the effort to show how they can spend less money. You're not getting that here now, and that's the tough part about it, right? It looks like we're just trying to maintain what we have right now instead of trying to fix the ship that seems like it's sinking. Well, I was going to check. I saw one of the comments here. Yeah, here's another. This is a great comment. By the way, if you guys want to submit comments here, you can. You can put your comments in the comment section on YouTube or on Facebook. You can also send us a WhatsApp. And if you want to be anonymous, don't worry. I mean, I'm going to see it if it's coming from you. Yes. Am I going to say your name? No, you're fine. So here's one of those things. It says, so if the governor has already identified $3 million for SNAP, why hasn't the House and Senate acted on this measure? Politics is hurting the 7,000 recipients here in the CNY. Yeah. If they've already identified that money, what's up with it? So here's one of the conversation points is that one of the reasons why they're not doing anything about it, because if they spend that money, they're saying, well, we're not going to get reimbursed. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You got to take care of your own people. What the hell is the government there for? It's literally the only reason we have a government here is to take care of the people. It doesn't mean you feed everybody. I know that's not your job. right? Your job in the government is to take care of your people and your community. Otherwise, what the hell are you here for? I had the same thing about like our VFW guys. I know it's a little bit of a deep cut on that one, but like what the hell is the VFW here for? We're here to take care of our vets. We're here to do stuff. It's not just to hang out and have a beer and eat some pizza and talk with people and wear matching shirts. You're here. You have a function to do it, to take care of folks. The government is here because the people who live here said we should have an organization of all of us that kind of oversees what's happening to make sure that what we have going around us kind of works, right? The idea of having roads, probably a great idea. Flowing water, man, I'm down with that. How about power? Ooh, what a great idea. Let's figure this out. Let's make an organization of all of us where we all kind of pay in to make that stuff work. Boom, right? Now the pressing need is this federal spigot of assistance for people who eat food and have homes. Well, that's cut off, and we can't figure out how to do that. And if we do, why the hell aren't you working over the weekend to make that stuff work? What else could you possibly be doing? I don't need an official session. I don't need us to be hanging out on all this stuff. Brad, that's not fair. You just don't know. Well, then tell people what you're doing and show people what you're doing. I am not getting hurt by this right now because thank God I'm not receiving the benefits because things just worked out today. That could change tomorrow. We could end up being on those kind of benefits tomorrow. But that doesn't mean I can't appreciate what's going on for folks. And I know people will say the right thing. Oh, Brad, that's not fair. You know, we're of course we care and all this other stuff. Dude, we've been talking about this since October 10th, I think it was. You know, and at that point, we're like, you knew this was coming. How come you didn't say anything about it back then? When we had that press conference. We're almost a month into at least the public talking about it and into nothing happening. It's that wait and see. There's no dramatic changes. There's been no decisive action other than we're not talking about everything that's happening often. That's it. No, and where are you getting all your stuff? By the way, no, I'm not going to. I'll save that axe to grind for another day. But, yeah. I'm looking in the YouTube comment says, if it's going to be an IOU, then why bother? Leave it to Beaver. Nice. That's hilarious. Yeah, but, you know, where is it? Where's the decision-making policy? Like, again, if I know that the guys a couple islands down saw that this was happening and figured it out, got together and made that happening, and we're not, that sucks. You know, you hear, the excuses. You know, it's easier in Guam because they have a unicameral legislature. They can do things quicker. Okay, that's fine. We've been at Commonwealth for a long time with the bicameral legislature. We serve the same people, Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda, who have the similar interests. Like, everybody knows this sucks right now, and everyone knows where that finger of blame's got to go. So why aren't you doing something about it? Brad, we are. Freaking name it. Tell me a government agency that's been directed, not just for personnel, to be more efficient. What have you taken away? How many leases for vehicles have you canceled? How about yours? You just don't want to be first. Just look in the mirror and admit that. Say it to yourself. I just don't want to be first. And then maybe ask yourself when you're looking in the mirror, how come I don't want to be first? Someone's got to do it, man. And you guys don't want to. Anyway, it's easy to say, hey, man, we're working hard. Bullshit. How? How are you working hard? Sitting in air conditioning, getting food, and you've got accounts to take care of everything. That's not working hard. No, that's not, man, it's difficult. Yeah, that's why you got elected. You didn't get elected because you got a nice haircut, because you wear the nice shirts and all that stuff. You got elected because people believe that when we come into some terrible times, that you guys are going to work together and figure this stuff out. You guys can't even get in the same room and come up with something. And if you can, hell yes, it'll be great. If you got this stuff figured out, why will you let it linger, stringing people along? I'll tell you, while you're home enjoying your paid holiday today, think about it. If you're not, you should be working today to figure this stuff out, to get it finalized today. You should not be barbecuing. You should not be hanging out. You should be there at the office figuring this stuff out. You should be burning up the phones of everybody that needs to get this stuff solved. Because before you know it, it's going to be December and it's going to be month 2. At the very least, if the feds do figure some of this out and we do get some of that trickle that comes in, the other part of this is that you've still done nothing to fix the sinking ship of the expanding costs and the runaway costs, and nothing happened. Yeah, so Tobot says election day is coming up, prove your worth. I know, right? Maybe it's not close enough to the election yet. But either way, what are they doing to actually fix it? Come up with like real solutions. Like I love, like Manny Castro, Senator, one of the things that he said, he's like, we need to reduce the size of our government. I'm like, hell yes. Geraldine is out there. She says, thank you, Brad, for the update and for taking out and sharing to the people. First of all, everything is just temporary, and we need to put the Lord in front of us to help our children from getting hungry. He's the number one provider. Amen. I agree. Thank you for that. Put us in the right place. Yeah, but for those other guys who just say that they care and they're not doing anything about it, that's tough, man. I know it's tough because these are guys that we know, right? These are our friends. These are our family members. Whether they're older than you or younger than you, doesn't matter. The amount of respect that you have for them is still great because of what they're doing for our community. But damn, man. Who's really calling the shots and who's making those decisions? How many times do you hear, well, I got to wait on this person because they're in charge of this. Or, I can't say it because it's, the delegation's really got to come together and say it. And I'm like, dude, you got elected. You didn't get elected to be part of a delegation. You got elected from your people to have a friggin' mouth and do your own actions. Yeah, you got to work together with everybody and stuff like that. But you're there because people believe in you. I'm just telling you, don't post selfies of you guys just grilling out at the beach if you're elected this weekend. No, you guys today. You guys should be in your office figuring this stuff out today. And it's difficult to just say stuff. That's unrealistic. Why would I do this on my holiday? Why would I give up my 4x4 when the taxpayers can be paying for it? And my gas and all that. Oh, I know, our people are suffering. Let me tint my windows so they can't see because it's a security threat that I'm their elected leader. Put that stuff together, guys. I'm telling you, it's not a privilege. It's not it's an honor to represent your community. I'd be friggin' embarrassed. And again, politics aside, I know you're not going to love all this. But that's one of the things I love about Ed Probst when he was there. Oh, yeah, I can hear you already. But look, that dude called stuff out when it needed to be called out. He wasn't quiet because he's like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't say anything. I really want to, but I can't because so-and-so's doing this and they're like in charge and all that stuff, so I can't. No, dude will come out and say stuff. That's what you need from your leaders. You don't need, if it becomes all complaining all the time, you don't get anything like progress-wise or productivity. Okay, granted, different. Right now, we got neither. And that's pretty tough. All right. We can talk about that for a while. You guys got something you want to get off your chest about this? Give us a call too. 789-2323. Oh, you know what though? I just hooked this up. Yikes! I just hooked this up to the board. I just hooked up this phone with this SIM card, and I need to, holy cow, I didn't even Bluetooth this to the board right now. So if you guys actually called the phone, it wouldn't answer. I'm glad I just thought about this right now. New phones and all this other stuff. I don't even see the Bluetooth. There we go, Bluetooth. There we go. We're going to have to switch this out. Bluetooth, yeah, we're going to unpair that one. Yes, and pair this, because if you guys call, you're not even going to hear it. Done. Okay, we're just going to try to pop it open real quick. Again, the number is 789-2323. 789-2323. And trying to get this new phone hooked up to it. All right. Well, if you guys want to call later, you can. I'm going to. There we go. This should work. There we go. Yes, pair. There we go. Look at that. All right. So if you want to give us a ring, 789-2323, 789-2323. Hey, Salty Life's popping in saying, hey, we cannot be asking neighbors, families, and people we don't know for food. It's hard time in the city. We are all struggling big time. Yeah. It's true. By the way, you know, that's a good point, though. You say you cannot be asking neighbors, families, and people we don't know for food. It's a hard time in the city. We're all struggling. Imagine the courage it's got to take to go up to someone you don't know who's your neighbor and ask him for food. Like, if you went to your next door neighbor, that's a big deal. Like, the pain it would be, the amount of pride you have to swallow to go next door and say, hey, it's not even for me. You know, I'll just drink some water or I'll figure something out, but man, I can't, our kids aren't going to eat. You know, can you help me out with something? You know, I don't know, like, that would not be an easy thing. Just put yourself in that situation. And I'll tell you what, about Saipan, at least my experience here, Saipan, Tinian, Rhoda. Yeah, it's shameful too. I would be ashamed of doing it, but I would be motivated by desperation and, you know, looking at your kids if they're asking you, Dad, what's for dinner? Oh, you guys would be fine. Right? Okay, so here, this should be the first phone call on the new phone. Holidays on Tier Road. Thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, brother. This is Ray. I didn't know you had a new phone.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you're the first caller on it, Ray. Thanks so much for calling.
Hey, thank you. But I just want to throw this out. You know, you two things you were talking about, running costs through reducing the legislature. Mm-hmm. I support that. In a sense, I've been saying this. Why don't they, when they gave themselves that $2 million increase of what is the subsistence allowance and all the crap allowance they have? Yeah. Why don't they transfer those, reduce the legislature, and you know those guys working for community service? If I were them, I mean, this idea is to transfer them to the municipal council under their direction, and instead of just waiting for 2 years and not guaranteeing the third year they're going to have a job, they can work towards retirement, you know, time service. Mm-hmm. They can start, you know, buying insurance for their families. I mean, it's a sound idea. It's just that these legislators, like you said, they don't want to give up the tin, the speaker, the gas, you know, for us taxpayers paying. And that's sad because in this time of need, they should really think about what they're buying, do they really need a car, each one of them? Can they carpool? Yeah, they can carpool, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got how many legislators like in Precinct 1? They all live in Precinct 1. They can carpool to work, right? I mean, those are the things people need to think outside the box. And the sad thing also I want to throw out, one of the entities here, they always ask the public for a donation, this and that, in time of calamity, this and that. Have you noticed that none of the religion out there are coming out in support to the community?
Mm-hmm.
Like different, like the Catholic, any other Christian community. I haven't seen anybody coming out with a food truck, at least soup truck or whatever, to accommodate those people that are really in need. That's the thing. I do not. I oppose this. When we go to church and all those things, ask for donations. Man, for what? And when time comes like this, they close their doors on us. Even Cyprus. Have you ever heard a church opening up the doors for for victims that are in need of shelter? None, never. I've never heard the Catholic religion do that here in the city for the people. But yet, they expect to be be pardoned for things that they don't do. I don't see that. I'm not I changed my religion, but in essence, God always said, if somebody knocks on your door hungry, feed them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody's knocking out on social media, hey, we're going to be hungry, but you don't hear them responding. The church is opening a sandwich for this day, or lunch for this day, for people that are hungry. You do not hear that. And that's sad to say,
Yeah, but I do hear that chicken, so I think there's going to be chicken for dinner tonight over there.
Oh man, I'm not worried about my area. I'm just going to get the meat pressure cooking, I'll call you when you're out of chicken. I'll call you for dinner.
That's great. That's great.
Well, thank you, Brad, and you all have a nice day. Happy day, Marianas. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks for calling. All
Bye.
right, that's Ray giving us a ring. First call on the new phone, by the way. I want to put this out here for you guys, too, if you haven't heard of it. Ray just talked about, about people doing stuff, and hopefully this just plays on a loop. I got to turn the music down so we don't get the old little strike on us. But I thought this was great. Woke up this morning to see this. These are our friends from Laddie Built. Who are doing something. You take a look at it here. It says, CNMI is hurting right now. Many families are struggling to put food on the table, and we see it. To our Laddie Familia, please share to those who you know who are in need. Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness will be donating food to families in need. We'll be donating canned goods and rice to help support our community during this difficult time. This is a trust-based system meant for families who are truly in dire need, especially those with children and no food at home. If you truly need food right now, please come to Laddie Built Gym to pick up a food bag. If you are doing okay for now, please do not respond or take a bag. Allow those who are struggling most to receive help first. Then they're doing this until supplies last. They're doing this today on Citizenship Day, 3:30, 5 p.m. And this is Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. We've been talking about them for years. It's our gym. We go there. Not enough. You can tell by both chins, but they're right across from that Star Market over there by Borja Funeral. Not Borja. Sorry, what is it? The right across the street over there. The funeral home right over there, and right in front of Aquarius Beach Tower. And they're doing this. They said they divided food into equal portions to reach as many households as possible. Please only take one bag per family so we can extend our support to more neighbors in need. We know times are hard. There's no shame in asking for help. We can't fix the entire economy, but together we can help one family at a time. Let's stand strong for each other, CNMI. Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. Be the inspiration. That's awesome, right? And that's their son, by the way, bringing that stuff in. All those cans of stuff. It's free child labor. No, but I'll tell you, that's him learning early the value of community service. Yeah. It's, and that's the thing, let people know about this for sure. But this is not one of those things where people line up from the block because it's federally funded or it's some kind of a food grant that you see like, hey, we're giving out sacks of 50 pounds of rice. No. This is just one company trying to help out, right? That's one company that's saying, I can't fix the whole world, but maybe we can help some folks who really, really need it right now. That's awesome. That's, by the way, you know what else that is? It's action. It's something you can actually see happening right now. It's great. And there's going to be more. You know, the Salvation Army, they're going to be feeding a lot more people. Carry Dot, all these folks. So there you go. That's on that. If you guys have something you can drop off, maybe you got food, that's great. Can you drop something off? You pick up a case of something? And no, it's not like, hey man, I can't do anything. I only have like a couple of cans. They'll take them. You don't have to show up with boxes and boxes full of stuff. Take a look. Maybe you got something. Maybe you can go to the store and get something. Everyone's got different levels of it. This is about the community taking care of each other. And this is just one place. One organization, one company. They're certainly not going to be able to do it all themselves, right? But start. It's some action instead of just looking and being like, man, that's too bad. They're doing something. They're doing something. By the way, that's the kind of business you support. The kind of company you get behind. You remember that stuff. It's one of the reasons I got so much love for Star Marianas. When CPA was telling them, no, you can't open, they were like, F you, we are coming after you two. They started off with a pop-up tent and a folding table when the airport was closed. They're like, we are flying people back and forth because they're from Tinian, and people at Tinian were suffering. You're telling them that you can't even bring them over there. You can't get people out of there who need medical help. They were doing the right thing right away. You can't forget that stuff. You can't forget the people who are there for you when you need it. And these guys. So there you go. Salty says, Salvation Army is giving food this Saturday at their soup kitchen in Cagman. Same building as BF Rent-A-Car at 10 a.m. They ask if you need food, bring your NAP ID and CNMI ID. Carry Dot is also giving MRI per household. I'm guessing that's probably MREs. They're probably not getting scanned, right? Just want to make sure. You just can't get in and get an MRI real quick. Yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely. That is right. Kudos to him indeed. Anyway, it's not an easy time for any of us. I'll tell you what, you know who else knows it's not an easy time? Folks at Paradise Dental Spa over there in Gualo-Rai. They have the government open season is right now. From November 3rd until December 3rd, you can change your insurance, and they want you to come and check them out. They want to be your dental service provider. You got to go over there. If you're paying more, do you know how much you're paying for your dental insurance? Is it more than $4 or $5 or $6 per paycheck? If it is, then you're paying too much. Paradise Dental Spa, you can get a single plan for $4 per paycheck. If it's a couple, that's $5 per paycheck. If it's a whole family, you get that coverage for $6 per paycheck. It's Paradise Dental Spa. It's the home of the Island Smiles discount dental plan, the only discount dental plan in the Marianas. Go check them today. Give them a call, 234-4040, 234-4040. Yeah, salty, yeah, correction, military food. Yeah, MRE. Hey, and this will help too. You try to remember what it is. MRE stands for meal ready to eat. There you go. Now you know. Each one of those is like 3,000 calories. That's like a whole day's worth of calories, right? It's like a whole day's worth of calories. When we went out to the field, they would give us 3 of them per day. Jeez. Yep, that was some good times, folks. That was some good times. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. While we were here talking about everything that we're happy about, there are good things happening in the Marianas, and you're seeing them right there. So we can definitely be frustrated with what's going on and what our perceived lack of action is for all this stuff. But there are people out there who care, and there are people who are getting stuff done. All right, we're going to take a real quick break, give you guys a sports update, and we'll be right back.
Sports update.
We had a pair of walk-offs in Week 9 of the NFL. Let's start with a big-time upset. Panthers and Packers from Lambeau.
Hold is down. The kick is up. Into the wind. It is good! Ryan Fitzgerald delivers. And the Panthers, a 2-touchdown underdog, come into Lambeau and pull off the upset.
Fox Sports on the call. Carolina shocks Green Bay 16-13. Meanwhile, another game-winning kick as Denver and Houston going down to the wire.
For the win for the Broncos. And the kick is good. And the fourth quarter magic remains for Denver.
Fox Sports again with the call. Broncos beat the Texans 18-15.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Elsewhere, Bears outscored the Bengals in a wild one, 47-42. Pats hang on to beat the Falcons 24-23. Steelers no trouble with the Colts 27-20. 49ers smoked the Giants 34-24. Vikings outlast the Lions 27-24. Chargers handle the Titans 27-20. College football, Auburn has fired head coach Hugh Freeze. Freeze went 6-16 in the SEC over his 3 seasons and 15-19 overall. Elsewhere, South Carolina has fired offensive coordinator Mike Shula just 9 games into his first season in the role. NBA news and notes: the Memphis Grizzlies suspended star point guard Ja Morant for 1 game because of conduct detrimental to the team. Elsewhere, Hawks star Trae Young sustained a sprained MCL in his right knee. It's going to cost him a minimum of 4 weeks. Ouch. All right, it's Game On with the Fox Sports app. That's available wherever you download apps. I'm Jay Berman.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
It's the 12 packs of Christmas from Bud Light to you. Buy a pack here at home, win big prizes too. Gather your friends, the season is here. It's the 12 packs of Christmas from Bud Light.
The 12 weeks of cheers are on. Purchase any 12-pack of Bud Light, Budweiser, or Michelob Ultra cans now through December 19th for your chance to win a trip for two to watch your favorite NFL team live, plus weekly prizes. Details at currentcnmi.com.
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love in the air. Yeah. Good morning, Marianas. Come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the oceans call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, those kind of wish. Good morning, Marianas, the best time of year.
Good morning, Marianas. Let's start the day. With laughter and stories, come what may.
All right, Marianas, welcome back. It is 8:53 in the morning here on Tuesday. It is Citizenship Day, and one of these days where we can just kick back and relax a little bit, maybe get fired up a little bit about some things. You know, we just had a little update to let you know about what was going on with Laddie Built, where they're accepting food and letting people come over there and pick it up right now as well. But you can see right here, this is something from JCD Catering and Events. They've got a distribution as well. They said, open your heart, open a donation. We're opening a donation drive to support those in need, and we invite you to join us. Your generosity can bring hope, relief, and new opportunities to lives that desperately need it. So what you can do, you can donate non-perishable foods. So don't bring don't bring your cake. All right, but you can bring water, pasta, canned food, canned vegetables, rice, noodles, cereals, milk, and then that's the drop-off over at Fishing Base. And then you can text them for a donation pickup. But you've got to present your NAP identification card and government-issued ID to qualify. So they want to make sure that they're putting stuff out there, not just to everyone who's, like, if you're rolling up on Dubs with your brand new 2025 blah, 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 you're probably not going to be on the NAP rolls. So you've got to present your NAP identification card and government-issued identification card. So you can drop stuff off to help them get stuff out there Friday, November 7th, from 8 to 2. They're going to be out there for a long time. And then if you want to pick some stuff up, that's going to be the following day on Saturday, November 8th at 8 a.m. at Garapan Fishing Base. Again, you've got to have all the info with you. You can't just roll up and expect stuff. You got to have your NAP card and your government-issued ID to say that that's actually you also. And they want to do that. So well done to you guys from JCD Catering and Events. See, there's other people doing it, right? There's other people doing this stuff. This one is not as awesome. Sorry, we just got something that came in. Let's see what it was. That's the new phone sound, by the way. Yeah, I still haven't gone through and done all those notification things. This one is a little bit more fun. This is what's going on this week, Friday, 7 p.m. And I got to tell you, like, there's stuff I can't do because I'm doing this. And I had to call a couple of people and say, oh, man, I'm sorry, I can't. But this is it. So Travis from Last Shot Bar and I, we're going to celebrate our birthday at the same time. You're invited. It doesn't cost you anything to get in. It should be a lot of fun. There's going to be a hot dog bar. That's right. And Trey will be happy because he doesn't have to use his hands. And there's drink and shot specials. And Marvin DeLeon Guerrero is going to be there playing. So you come on down, have some fun, and join it with us. It should be a lot of fun because it's a hot dog bar. It's called the Big Wiener Fest. We're coming up with all kinds of stupid names. We want people to have a good time and to laugh at stupid stuff. So that's it. Now you know that's what's going to be happening this Friday. So if you're in town, if you're in Saipan and you want to join us and have some fun, come on out. Just come up. We're going to, again, there's going to be all kinds of hot dogs and toppings and nachos and all this other stuff. It's going to be great. And drink and shot specials will be great. And again, Marvin's going to be playing. Marvin's going to be playing. It's going to be fun. And hopefully we have some great weather to go with us too. I don't normally have big birthday parties like this. I like them kind of small, you know, not a big event and all that stuff, but this one will be fun. So you guys can come out and enjoy it with us. We should have a lot of fun out there too, right? All right, so that's what's going on Friday. Boy, we got a letter today. I'm waiting for some confirmation before we put it out there. I want to appreciate you guys for sending me stuff, just because we were talking about CPA and, wow, we're waiting for some info with folks who are involved over here. By the way, speaking of CPA, you know, we received messages and we reached out to CPA to get some feedback from what we heard. We heard our air traffic control tower is down. Really, Brad? Newsflash, it's been like 7 years. No, I'm not talking about. I know that the main air traffic control tower isn't there. Or isn't in use because of all the damage from YouTube. I know that, and I know they're working on it and all that other stuff. But I'm talking about the little one, the temporary one that they've been using for years now that's been sitting on top of that container out there. That's our air traffic control tower. It's effective, I know. But I heard now it's been closed because of black mold. Oh, so we're operating right now at our airport without an air traffic control tower. Now, I know that's something that we're able to do because we don't have a whole lot of traffic going on. So how does that work for all of our other air carriers? Yeah, I know. We reached out to CPA and we got a whole lot of nothing. I want to tell you, I'm not going to tell you who sent me this reply, but I reached out to CPA and hold on. I said, Avade, someone told me the air traffic control tower was shut down because of black mold. I want to get a statement from CPA about it. Can you help? My reply is, hi, it'd probably be best to talk to someone at the tower. Here's the number for the tower. Come on. And I'm like, hey, what I'm saying is I heard the tower is closed. Like nobody is there. LOL. Okay. Awesome. All right, good. I got a little bit of feedback here, so we're going to be able to have some answers on some of this stuff too. It's pretty cool. By the way, we got a message just the other day, or this morning, by the way, from the folks who are organizing the 2029 Pacific Mini Games. I know. Holy cow, what is going on? There's people who plan stuff in advance? Yes. Pacific Mini Games 2029. They had their first visit to Rarotonga since Cook Islands won the right to host in October the 2029 Pacific Mini Games. So they had the Prime Minister, Honorable Mark Brown. He's the Minister for Sport, who's the Honorable Mac Makaroa, and the host, the PGA, the CIS National Olympic Committee, Cook Islands National Olympic Committee President Louisa Peters, and their teams for hosting and making an early start to the planning. So they're out there trying to get it going, and they reached out to us to let us know about it, and we are going to share it. Will do. We will share this post. We'll do it right now. We're already excited for is it the Pacific, right? There we go. Pacific Mini Games. But does it say 2029 yet? It still says 2025. And it also says Pacific Mini Game 2029. Ah, man, it's just not there. Well, we're gonna do this here. I will copy this, and I'll make them happy by posting it for them because they asked if we could share it. I'm like, yes, we'll share it. Discard. Pacific Mini Games. Why is it not posted? I don't know why this is not posted, but we're gonna do it anyway. That's it. We're already excited for Pacific Mini Games 2029. There we go. They'll be happy about it. Boom. So what are you doing? That gives you 4 years to get in shape. Get ready, because it's coming. Speaking of it's coming, yeah, I know. I'm telling you, PJ, that's a true story. That is a true ass story. That's exactly what happened. All right. All right. Of course. Of course. I'm laughing about that, but yes, of course is my answer to that question that you just sent. All right. Great stuff. All right. So the Hell of the Marianas is coming back. Something the NBA is really excited about. We're excited about it too. And I'm in it. It's a true story. I am in it. I know the answer is no. I'm not doing the full 100K, but I am going to do the 50K for the race, and I am excited about it. Registration is open, and you can get out there now and sign up. And with all the new roads looking good, we are going to be looking good out there for folks as well. And that's the best part about it is that the Beach Road project should be done by that time in December. I know, they're not done. They're almost done. They're still doing road markings and stuff like that. So that does not count as being finished. If you're not finished, can't finish. All right, not finished. It's going to be December 6th, and it should be a lot of fun. I am not doing it to win, but I am doing it to get out there. And I'll tell you what, CNMI, if you want to do it, calling out the veterans too, if you guys want to do it. You guys can do it with me. I don't care if you beat me in it. That's fine. Probably you're gonna. But let's do it. It's a 50K bike race. It's going to take a couple hours. It's going to take about 2.5 hours for me because I'm not particularly fast. I am fast, but my S is silent. So I'm saying that you could ride this with me. We could just BS the whole way while we're sitting there going. We'll be huffing and puffing going up the hill through Papago, guaranteed. But after that, money. It's going to be great. That's the hardest part of the whole race for us. Us not training all the time guys. And this year the courses should be changing and going all the way down to around PIC and everything again because Beach Road is done. We're not going to be going down Middle Road again and going up Asterly, which is great because that was a slow part for me too. Anyway, I'm going to get out there, do the 50K and knock that out about 2.5 hours. And you miss all the hardest parts of the race. The only part that you cannot get around is Papago. You're going to be going up the hill through Papago. Because I'm doing the 50K, I don't have to do going down the Cagman and back. Whew. I don't have to go down past Kingfisher down to the new turnaround for Route 36 and back. And then I don't have to go up to Radar. I don't have to go up to Suicide. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Because that seems a bit much. So that's the way to do it. If you guys want to come out and join me, it'll be a lot of fun. Hell of the Marianas, the registration's available right now. hellofthemarianas.com. And you should do it. It'll be a lot of fun. The other thing that we're really excited about, though, is the Saipan Marathon in 2026. Why is that a big deal? It's a big deal because the first ever Saipan Marathon was held in 2006. I was in it. I did it. And so I'm nowhere near in the world that I could do a marathon today. The idea of doing a marathon in March, I'll tell you, anything's possible. Here I am saying about, you can do anything you put your mind to and all that, but I can't see how I could do that at all. But I'm going to sign up for the half marathon, for sure. Half I can do. But, really, if everything was going my way, fitness-wise, I'd love to do the full. I would love to do the full because it'd be the anniversary 20 years after I did my first marathon. My first marathon was also Saipan's first marathon. I still have my medal. It was Mayor Tudela is the one who gave it to me. It was a long time ago. I would love to be able to do that for the CNMI, to be a part of that, say 20 years later. Because there won't be a whole lot of people who can say that they've, when they get to the finish line on March 7th, not going to be a lot of people say that they did the first one. So that would be pretty cool. Holy crap, the amount of work I'd have to do to get from there to here. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. It would be great. And if any of you vets out there, and it could be anybody, it doesn't have to be a vet. You guys want to get out there and do it with us, that'd be great, too. You want to do some training runs or any of that stuff. Don't expect great leadership. I'll have to reach out to Ed Dela Cruz for that. But I just got to get out there and do it. I'm doing the half. Oh, it would be so awesome, though, if I could get fit in time for that to do the full. It would be amazing. Just seems impossible, but it's not impossible. I got all of November, all of December, all of January, all of February. It's 4 months because the race is on, March 7th. 4 months? All right, just for conversation's sake, 0 to marathon in 4 months. It should say site not found. Here, this is the AI overview. Going from 0 to a marathon in 4 months is extremely ambitious, but possible with the strict commitment and a smart training plan that prioritizes gradual mileage increase and injury prevention. This requires following a 16-week plan that incorporates rest, cross-training, gradually building up long runs while being disciplined about not skipping workouts. Yeah. Here's one story from Koopa. Is it really possible? You can, but only if you train smart and stay consistent. Yeah, this one on Reddit says, I typically recommend 24 months from 0. Yeah, it sounds more real. This one says how you could do the half in 4 months. I'm supremely confident that between now and then I can do a half. It still might not feel great, but I could do a half fat. I could do a half marathon fully fat. But doing that at the full marathon, boy, that's commitment. That's commitment to pain. The amount of pain you're going to feel. The amount of profanities you're going to think, because you'll be too tired to even say them. No, I know the half. I know what pain is coming with the half. And I know what the recovery will be like for that. But 0 to half seems pretty legit. Here's week 0 for 4 is get used to running regularly and allow your muscles and connective tissue time to adapt. Run shorter distances like 3 to 5K, 3 to 4 times per week. Weeks 5 through 14 says increase your long run slowly week by week. You don't need to run the full distance in your prep. So on your long run buildup to a 16 to 18 kilometers, because it's a 21 for a half, your week might look like this. Tuesday, 3 to 5K easy. Thursday, this is in the weeks 5 to 14. Thursday, 8K. Friday, 3 to 5K easy. Sunday, long run, 15K. What? My gosh, you're going to be my first week for sure. And weeks 15 and 16 is when you taper off. It's got to talk about your body's going to appreciate some strength and flexibility training. Suggested you adding some yoga to your week. All right, Carrie. Vinyasa will help with your flexibility and strength. See, this is perfect because there's no soccer during this time. Run different routes and locations. Nothing better than running with a view or experiencing a new trail to keep you having fun. Yeah. Be creative. Make it fun by including your interest into running, colorful clothes, friends, or run to a destination and get a lift home. Hydration. Not only limited to run days. Stay hydrated. Yeah. Got all that stuff. All right, so that's good. All right. Well, there you go. I think that's going to wrap us for today. So hopefully we'll hear something good coming up, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Should by now have another update. There we go. The Associated Press skipped on their 1700 update, but we got their 1800 update, so we're going to get that to you. I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in. We got some more stories that we're going to be posting on the website. If you haven't checked it out already, go and give it a check at nminewsservice.com. There's a bunch of stuff that was on there that we posted yesterday, and then we posted the full story about what we spoke about with Representative King Hines today. So that's already on the website, so you can check it out. So it's nminewsservice.com. There it is. Oh my gosh. You know what? I got those things on there. I got to get those things off. Hold on one second. Dang it. I put those on there so it would make the screen look better when we had Rep King Hines on there with all the other stuff that we had on there. So hold on. There you go. Because it was in that 9/16 thing. Anyway, so that's the website, nminewsservice.com. You're able to see what's being broadcast right now. There's the update from the story from that video this morning, and that's how we do it. There's some power outages coming up tomorrow for CUC. We got the stuff about the Supreme Court and especially the cost of living allowances for retirees back from pre-1989. Then look at that picture over there in the bottom left. That's with Carol Lee, who is there. We did a story about her yesterday while she was there as well. And it was just lovely. So you get to see all the fun stuff, and you can see everything that we've got going on here. And it's an easy way to track what's happening. And it's really easy for your RFPs and JVAs and all that other stuff. We'll tell you all about that. I'm telling you, best advertising in the Marianas ability is with our website, and we're happy to bring that to you. All right, we're winding down. We're about done. So you guys have a great day today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll get you the latest update from the Associated Press right now. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Citizenship Day.
News, I'm Ben Thomas. Democrats and Republicans remain at an impasse over the government shutdown, and Mike Kempen reports.
The government shutdown is now in its 34th day, and it appears likely to become the longest in history. President Trump said the Democrats will determine how long the shutdown will last.
All they have to do is vote to open the country, and we only need 5 Democrats.
In an earlier interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, Trump said he won't be extorted by Democrats who are demanding negotiations to extend the expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. Trump predicted Democrats will capitulate to Republicans. Mike Kempen, Washington.
The Trump administration is indicating in court that it will only partially fund the federal food assistance program SNAP. This after a pair of federal judges ruled it must be kept running. It's not clear how much beneficiaries will receive or when they'll see funds in their debit cards. The Red Cross says Israel's returned the bodies of 45 Palestinians. This a day after militants returned the remains of 3 Israeli soldiers killed in the Hamas-led October 2023 attacks. So far, the remains of 20 hostages have been handed over, with 8 still in Gaza. Meantime, Joe Fetterman reports an uproar in Israel.
Yifat Tomer Yerushalmi was forced to resign over the weekend after acknowledging that she had authorized the leak of a video showing Israeli soldiers appearing to sexually abuse a Palestinian inmate. Tomer Yerushalmi said she wanted the public to understand just how serious this case was. She didn't want people to think that the army is just arbitrarily punishing its soldiers. However, Israel's right-wing government has come down hard on her, with many top officials siding with the soldiers. Israel's defense minister accused her of committing what he says a blood libel.
And in Michigan, 2 men charged with terrorism-related crimes after federal authorities seized a cache of weapons last week. A criminal complaint says the men were inspired by the Islamic State group. This is AP News. Seth Sutel now with the AP Markets Report.
NVIDIA and other superstar AI stocks propped up Wall Street. The S&P 500 rose 0.2% Monday, even though most stocks within the index fell. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 226 points. It's about 0.5%. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.5%. NVIDIA was the strongest force pushing the market higher, much as it has been throughout the year. The AI chip giant climbed 2.2%. Amazon, another beneficiary of the artificial intelligence boom, rallied 4% after announcing a deal with ChatGPT parent OpenAI. Those gains helped offset a big loss for Kimberly-Clark, which fell more than 14% after saying it would buy Tylenol maker Kenvue. Seth Sutel, New York.
For the year, the S&P's up 16.5%, the Dow more than 11%, and the Nasdaq more than 23%. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks
If you
for listening.
see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.